Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rebecca and on this channel I go through all things accounting, finance, Excel and investment related. So if you like this kind of stuff, please do consider subscribing, and otherwise let's get straight into the video. So in today's video we're going to have a look at the differences between CIMA and ACCA. So I get this question a lot, what the difference is between the different qualifications. So we do have ACA, we've got AAT, CIMA, ACCA, etc. So there's quite a few different qualifications to choose from. But in today's video we're going to focus on the difference between ACCA and CIMA. So if you don't know what ACCA is, first of all, that is the Association Chartered Certified Accountants, and CIMA is the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. So there's some key differences between the two, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at what they are now. So if you want to find out more about the ACCA itself, all you need to do is just go to ACCA Global and you can find their website, and they've got various information on here. There's home, qualifications, employers, learning providers, members, affiliates, students, professional insights, etc. So if you scroll down just a tiny bit on their page, you can see here a little link that says Studying with ACCA. So if you click on here, that will then take you onto a page that gives you a little bit more information about the ACCA and whether or not that's a good fit for you over CIMA. So if we click on the link Why ACCA, we can get a little bit more information about the ACCA. So one key similarity between the ACCA and CIMA is that they're both globally recognised qualifications. So you can take your CIMA and ACCA anywhere in the world really, and it's a recognised qualification, so you can take your career abroad in a lot of circumstances with both. So with the ACCA there's applied knowledge and applied skills testing and examinations. So within the applied knowledge exams there's 3 different exams. So we've got business and technology, management accounting and financial accounting. So if you're looking at the ACCA first time, there are 3 entry levels that you can go into. So we've got the strategic professional level, which is for individuals that have a relevant education degree from an ACCA accredited university, or there's the applied knowledge and applied skills entry level. But if you don't yet have the relevant education to jump into the strategic level, then you can start with this applied knowledge level. In order to do the applied knowledge level, you need to have some sort of secondary education. So if you don't have any of that, all is not lost. You can actually go into the foundation level where you can get the initial grounding that you need in order to study the ACCA qualification. Now with the ACCA, it gives you a massive degree of flexibility. It means that you can work in any sector, in any industry, really across the world. Now if you've already studied AAT and you're moving on to ACCA directly, then there are actually exemptions that you can apply for. So once you've actually completed the AAT Professional Diploma Level 4, you can go on to do the full ACCA qualification and become a chartered accountant. But you can undertake what we call a fast track route. So the exams that you won't have to sit are the Accountant in Business, or AB, previously known as F1, Management Accounting, MA, which was previously known as F2, or Financial Accounting, FA, which was previously known as F3. Now if you do this route, you can complete your ACCA in 2 years instead of the 3 years that it normally takes. If you want to go on and study CIMA straight from AAT, then you have some exemptions there as well. So if you've got, again, the AAT Professional Diploma Level 4, then you're going to be exempt from the CIMA Certificate in Business Accounting, and you can start the CIMA Professional Qualification straight away. Now if you only hold AAT Level 2 and Level 3, then you can still actually study the CIMA, so you don't actually need the Professional AAT Level 4 in order to then study CIMA. But if you choose to do this, then you'll start with the entry level, which is the CIMA Certification in Business and Accounting, and then once you've completed that level, you can then progress to the CIMA Professional Qualification. Both CIMA and ACCA take at least 3 years in order to complete, so just like the ACA, which is the Association of Chartered Accountants, it takes a minimum of 3 years because you need to do 3 years of relevant accounting experience in order to qualify. That's why it's always good to do CIMA or ACCA with a relevant training provider so that they can sign that off for you at the end of those 3 years. So that's something to consider if you're looking to study either CIMA or ACCA. Now both of them vary in content, but both qualifications cover a management accounting, financial reporting, tax, ethics, so just the basic foundations of accounting. But the difference between the two is quite stark. So if you're somebody who's really interested in a business and how business works, the business model, really getting into the detail commercially, then CIMA might be a better fit for you than say the ACCA. because the ACCA is quite similar to the ACA in the way that it looks a lot more at the technical side of accounting, so the financial reporting side. So if you were to look at a structure in a typical business, you're going to have individuals working in commercial accounting and those working in financial accounting. So those that work in commercial are those that are really involved with the numbers and what they mean and the decision making within a business. And that's not to say that those who have studied ACCA aren't, it's just that typically ACCA is more, statutory reporting, so tax, audit year-end, notes in their statutory accounts, keeping up to date with IFRS changes, IAS changes, UK GAAP, etc. Now, the other thing that they vary in between the two is that with CIMA, you're not able to undertake the net set of exams until you've passed the exams that you're doing at the moment, whereas with ACCA, you can undertake multiple exams at once, and if you say fail one of those exams, you can go back and do that the next time alongside other exams. So CIMA's a little bit more rigid in that fashion, so then you might not necessarily like the way that the CIMA is structured in that way, so that's just something to bear in mind as well. Now, these days you can actually study CIMA and ACCA online, which wasn't the case circa a decade ago. So they've both got that flexibility. Now, if we were to look at the way that CIMA is structured compared to ACCA, CIMA has 4 different levels. So we've got the operational level, management level, the strategic level and the professional level, whereas the ACCA only has 3 levels, which are the knowledge level, the skills level and professional level. In terms of the content of ACCA, you're going to be looking at the likes of accounting and auditing, tax, financial management, financial reporting, whereas CIMA looks at more of the business accounting, management accounting, information management, financial management, strategic management, etc. So there's quite a large focus towards more of the management accounting style with CIMA, which you'd expect with it being the Chartered Institute of Management Accounting. Now, if you were to look at the roles that you can do after you've undertaken ACCA or CIMA, you'll find quite a big difference, because individuals who studied ACCA tend to go into more of the practice accountant roles, financial consultant roles, tax managers, finance managers, external, internal audit sort of roles, so more again of the financial reporting, as opposed to those who study CIMA, who tend to be management accountants, business analysts, finance directors. So individuals who are really making strategic decisions about business. So again, it just depends what you prefer to do or what you think you'd most likely prefer to do, whether the CIMA or ACCA would be more applicable to you. Now, I wouldn't say that there is a huge amount of difference between difficulties and levels, because having spoken to individuals who are both CIMA and those that are ACCA, they've both said that they're not easy. So they are quite difficult exams, which you would expect because they are professional exams. But in terms of which one is more difficult than the other, then I'm going to leave that up to the individuals who are currently qualified for them to tell you which one's which. So in short, I'd say there isn't an answer between what's better, the CIMA or ACCA. And also, if you were to have a look at league tables, you'd see that there doesn't seem to be a great deal of difference between individuals that are passing ACCA or CIMA either, so they seem to be quite balanced between the two of the number of pass rates. However, one thing that you might be interested in is career opportunities after you've studied CIMA or ACCA. So typically, ACCA trainees tend to start anywhere between, let's say, £20,000 and £27,000, and that will increase in line with examinations undertaken. And CIMA, I'd say individuals are on anything from about £22,000 upwards, so up to about £28,000 I'd say at the moment. So that tends to increase again with every examination that you take, and the higher that you go within that qualification, and the more you're going to receive in your salary. However, it's really after you qualify and after you've gained a couple of years' experience where a small gap tends to appear. So this is, again, dependent entirely on where you take your career. So whether you've been working in a business for a long time, you know the business, etc., and there's those career opportunities available to you, or whether you're joining a business for the first time as, say, an FC under ACCA. It really just depends on the industry and the sector that you're working in. But typically, individuals who are CIMA qualified in a senior position tend to be paid between £62,000 and £100,000 a year, versus those that are ACCA qualified. Unless they're a consultant, then they tend to range anywhere between £40,000 and £70,000 a year typically. But I'm going to end it there. So I hope you found this video useful. Please do consider subscribing as always, and I shall see you on the next video.